I think what's going to happen is we're going to have great deals. And by the way, if we don't have a deal with a company or a country, we're going to set the tariff. We just set the tariff. It's something that we think that will happen, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks.
United States President Donald Trump has restated his plan to reduce the high tariffs he placed on Chinese goods, but emphasized that the timing will depend on Beijing's actions. While speaking to reporters at the White House on Wednesday, Trump mentioned he could introduce new tariff rates on U.S. trading partners, including China, in the coming weeks, depending on the progress of his administration's talks with other nations. That depends on them. We are in a very, very strong position. It's called the United States of America, and it has been taken advantage of for many years, Trump responded when asked about the timing of reducing the 145% tariff imposed on most Chinese imports.
Well, that depends on them. We have a situation where we have a very, very great place. It's called the United States of America, and it's been ripped off for years and years. These people know it. We talked about it before you came in. We've been ripped off by every country in the world, practically.
In the end, I believe we will reach excellent agreements. However, if we cannot reach a deal with a company or a country, we will impose a tariff, Trump added.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to have great deals. And by the way, if we don't have a deal with a company or a country, we're going to set the tariff. We just set the tariff. It's something that we think that will happen, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks.
He said he maintained a good relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping and expressed hope that both countries would come to an agreement.
We get along. I get along very well with President Xi, and I hope we can make a deal.
The S&P 500 index increased by 1.67% on Wednesday, while the Nasdaq Composite, which is focused on technology companies, climbed by 2.50%, building on gains from the previous day. These gains followed comments from U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who stated that the current trade situation with China could not continue in its current form. On Wednesday, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Trump administration was considering cutting tariffs on Chinese imports by 50 to 60% to reduce friction. On Tuesday, Trump publicly admitted that the 145% tariff on Chinese goods was very high and predicted that the rate would be substantially lowered in the future. China has voiced opposition to protectionist tactics like tariffs, but it has also warned that it is prepared to defend its interests if the U.S. continues to escalate trade actions. We have made it clear that China does not seek conflict, but we are not afraid of it either. We will fight if necessary, said Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun during a routine press conference on Wednesday.